Where'd you come up out of?
I come out of East Coast.
Okay.
So that's First Street to 190. Now we got 1200s and 2400 blocks. So I come out the East Coast.
Okay, so you like to just make it all unity.
Right. For us, our teaching, I come, if you're going to give me a designated area, 8-9.
I'm sorry, you at the 8-9. My bad.
Right.
I said 7-6.
Tattoo right here.
8-9.
But I'm saying, if you're going to give me a designated area, 8-9.
Yeah.
But my teaching, if you looking at East Coast, is we had a time where we said Coast Love. We banged Coast Love, and we really meant that shit. You know, that was our unity. That was our connection. That was our hold. And so if there was incidents where I was on Locke High School campus, and we had the homie Snap from Q with us, and it's me and my boy Sleep, and we came through the garden area, and there's about 20 main streets. They in there, and they tripping. They looking for Q102s. They looking for whatever East Coasters they don't like. But you got to remember, at this time, all the hoods are starting to try to figure out who they're going to be, where they're going to be, and what they're going to be. And so it's just growing. Raymond Washington's story is growing because his thing was to consolidate the East Side. And so it's growing. You know what I'm saying? There's gangs that was going to be East Coasters, and there's gangs that wasn't. The main streets was never trying to come into our car. But they had a lot of love for, like, my big homeboy Gangster John. And then the ones that went to school with us at Drew. Remember, I told you, a lot of your real gangbangers went to Drew. And so I can remember we walked into the garden area, and my boy Snap, Lil Snap, from Q102, and his cousin, Vic, from Main Street, they was getting at him, and they got into each other. They kept hollering, "Nigga, you got a problem with Q, you got a problem with Maine, you got a problem with Q." So Steel Bill from Maine turned to me and Big Sleep, and he said, "Which East Coast y'all from?" And I said, "Which one you don't like?" He said, "I don't like Q102, and I don't like 11-8. I said, "Well, I'm from 11-8. And my homeboy Sleep said he was from Q102. But like EJ, VJ, Red, all these other dudes that grew up with me as kids from Main Street was like, "No, they not. They from 8-9. I said, "No, right now, where we at now, I'm from Q102. Sleep said he from 9-7. We just tell them we East Coasters, period. We didn't give a fuck. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But because we stood our ground as young dudes, Steel Bill, Truck, and all these dudes was older guys. And they was like, these little motherfuckers is down. They said they with it. So boom, we leave out, and we walk out and like Soul from 9-7, my boy Tub from 9-7, and then there was a couple other dudes, I'm not going to say their names, but they got booted from 9-7 for this day. We coming out the backside of Locke onto 109th, and they're ahead of us. As soon as they get out the gate, I mean, the main streets up there thick. They up there about 20, 30 thick, and they in a line, and we got to walk past them, and they say, we walk, and then them dudes get outside the gate, and they like, fuck Scurvy and run. You feel me? And then Bill and them like look at us, and any of us from 8-9, we kind of knew they weren't going to fuck with us because they fuck with Gangster John and certain homies from 8-9. And they ran out, boom, they say, see what they just did? But we're going to let y'all roll. We ain't going to trip. And they let us roll, and they didn't fuck with us. And then when we got to the hood, we did what we had to do when we hollered about homies, and a couple of these dudes ended up getting booted, getting whooped on. J-Dog from 9-7, he got booted, and he became Fly from 5-9 Hoover. Now, 5-9 Hoover is where he really made his name at. But when he was from 9-7, you know, he was cool, but like I said, they did some hook shit, and they got checked for it, and they had to get the fuck on. This is the early stage, what I'm telling you about. And so, you know, we really bang Coast Love. We banged that shit. If the homie got shot somewhere, motherfuckers came from everywhere. And we pushed. I don't give a fuck if it was on First in Aliso Village. I don't give a fuck if it was 62nd all the way out to 190. We pushed. And we mounted up. And when you seen us, we was coming. That's why they used to call us Coast Nation. And they didn't really want to fuck with us when it was all of us. And so, you know, this was something that Raymond put in play when he was, you know, with the six, because he really fucked with a lot of homies down in that 6-pack area. And so he gave us the foundation to move forward on what we was doing.
I think he actually started 62nd Street.
No,
You don't think so?
no, 6'9". More, I think he's more 6'9". 6 Deuces was, I believe it was Esquires. And my homeboy Duck was with that. And so 6 Deuce and 8'9" is more connected solo. A lot of people don't understand that and don't know that. But actually, my homeboy Gangster Ron is who created the Neighborhood. Long before 60s was Neighborhood. Gangster Ron created Neighborhoods, and 8'9" was Neighborhoods. First, there was 8'9", there was 8'8" Crazy Boys, and then they switched over to 8'9", and because of John Slaughter, which is Wolf, major name in the game, Ducky Boy, major name in the game. So Duck was able to get the Deuces to turn with us Neighborhood.
So you're saying the 8'9" was the first neighborhoods?
Original Neighborhoods. Matter of fact, you even got it on one of your street things when you're talking to Quake from 6 Deuce, and he tell you 8'9" started Neighborhood.
I actually think Kev Mack did that interview.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I thought it was yours.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he told you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so for us, 8'9" and 6 Deuce is always a lock, a connection. We was raised not to bang against each other, not to trip with each other, not to fuck over each other. And we kept it solid. And then when the East Coast rolled in with the 6'9s, which they was, at first they was Shack Boys, and then first they was Castle Crips, and then they was Shack Boys, and then they thought up East Coast. And so we merged Neighborhood and East Coast. And so then it was this and this, and two fingers in the thumb, no matter where you threw it, we was there. And so this upbringing was, we was solid with each other, and we was able to keep the funk from each other. If a homie did something stupid in any end of the neighborhood, and when I say any end of the neighborhood, from 190 to 1st Street, you did something wrong, they'd deal with you and then call the hood and say, look, we got woo-woo, he did some mark shit, and we gonna deal with him.